Hello and welcome to Lansdowne Roar live. The voice of the fans, Irish football's most interactive podcast. We are coming at you live on Facebook, YouTube, and 3 Twitter accounts. Sorry, Connor, we've hijacked Republic of Ireland Player Tracker, but also Lansdowne Roar and Lansdowne Roar. We love you, Connor, anyway, and we let you come on the pod when we're in the stadium. So yes. Welcome, one and all, and welcome to our new subscribers. I'm David Dunn. He is Martin Prendergast. And we are going to talk a little bit about Irish football. And then we're going to get your comments. We're going to get your feedback and let you have your say because we are Irish football's most interactive podcast. Aren't we, Martin?
We certainly are, Dave. Yeah, brilliant to be on. And yeah, we want to hear from you this evening. We've decided to go live. We haven't been live for quite a while. There's a lot to talk about in Irish football. Big, exciting games coming up as well. So yeah, we want to hear your views. Which players you think are going to have a good season as we approach the start of the Premier League season? We've had a few games in the EFL, of course. And, we've got a new manager. All the speculation was there for many months. We've got a new manager now. We've still got John O'Shea involved as well, Dave, which I'm happy
Very
to
happy
see.
there, Martin, aren't you?
I am very happy, yeah. And lots going on in Irish football, and it's all building up towards when England come to Lansdowne Road. There I am, John O'Shea. That's the dream team. That was Mark Cannon's dream team. I turned down the contract. I'm not going to lie. It's too early for me in my coaching career to go with Ireland. But I'm part of the pathway. That's it.
Yeah. Well, that's what we want to ask you guys about as we see the figures ramping up there, the viewers ramping up. That's why we talk shit for about 15, 20 minutes. We let you guys realize that we're on, and then you come on, you ask us stuff. And we want to ask you, are you happy that John O'Shea's still involved? There he is with Martin. What do you make of this fella, Lee Carsley? He's going to be in Dublin. He's going to be in the dugout in Dublin, but he's going to have 3 lines on his chest, not a shamrock. What do you make of this? Got into a bit of trouble over it. Oh, let me take that off. Not the top like your man did. Jesus, we get taken off the air. 10,000 members applied for just under 3,000 tickets for England's away trip to Ireland. What do you make of that? I got into a bit of trouble, actually, for showing that picture. Some fella said it was disgusting behavior or something like that because I don't know, because apparently England fans don't look like that. Listen, I worked in football in England long enough, sunshine. I know what England fans are about. Just have your say, get involved. Make a comment, ask a question, anything you want to talk about. We're going to talk about, obviously, the big story today, and that is Adam Ida signing for Celtic. Before we do that, though, just a quick reminder, if you haven't already, scan that QR code, head over to our Facebook, Instagram, and our YouTube channel. And if you want opinion, head over to lansdowneroar.ie. That is lansdowneroar.ie. Not sure if I mentioned a Twitter account. And if you want to send us over a cheeky email as well, we have pod at lansdowneroar.ie. That is pod at lansdowneroar.ie. If you want to send us over a story, anything you want to read out, or any comments you have on the program. Right, Martin, let's get into it. Big story today. Just before we came on air, actually, this fella, Adam Ida, he has signed a permanent deal with Celtic, partly reported for about £9.5 million, and it's on a 5-year contract. What you reckon with that, Martin? We've had a few mostly positive comments on the page. Has to be a good move for the lad.
Yeah, I think so. Yeah, I'm quite happy with it. We need him playing. I think he will play regularly up there and he'll score goals. And I think this is a kind of case in point with being a bit patient with some of our players, like we have been with Troy. A lot of these boys were fast tracked by Stephen Kenny. I think of Ida especially coming through, and absolutely brilliant when he scored that hat trick. It seems a long time ago now for Norwich, but he's been hit and miss. Then not favoured by Norwich. Pookie, I think, got in ahead of him, didn't he? There, and
he did.
We just want to see him playing. And he made the move, did very well. It's obviously kind of come to fruition now that he's got that move. I think he'll be played by Brendan Rodgers. He'll score goals up there. He's already scored some important goals for Celtic. So yeah, looking forward to see what he can do. And even thinking back to previous games with Ireland, he was trusted. He does see himself as a number 1 striker now, and he's stepping up, taking penalties. And I think, he's going to be a big player for us going forward. And he needs to run of games and to score goals. And I think he will do it up there.
Yeah, I mean, he only featured for about, I think, half an hour in Norwich's first game. of the season, which I think was a 2-0 loss at Oxford. Yes, it was actually. I mean, apparently he was supposed to go a while ago, but I don't think they could agree on the fee. He's 23, £9.5 million. It's mad money, isn't it, when you think about it? Because, he did very well up in Scotland, but he hasn't really done it for Norwich at all, has he? Like, he's had a bit of a stuttering start to his career.
Yeah, like I said, he came onto the scene obviously with a hat trick, and yeah, it has been stop start, and even with Ireland as well. That fast track from under 21s, he was going to bypass that a little bit, bringing him into the senior squad, into a team. Honestly, with Ireland, he was struggling, with that. But he took a long time to score a goal, didn't it? And then I think he will go on now and be an important player for us. Create hopefully lots of chances for him how we play, and we'll talk about a little. It's a question I would say to the viewers as well. Which of our strikers do we think is kind of number one now? We know Evan Ferguson is coming back from injury. Hopefully, he's going to kick on. But Troy Parrott, he's made a decision to go off to Holland, and he's
Netherlands, Martin. Come on now.
Yeah, I know that. Yes,
that's like saying playing for our
football. I know that.
No, but that's like saying playing for Munster instead of Ireland. So we have to be factual here. Munster's down in the south,
Martin. Netherlands. I was yeah. But Netherlands. Okay, so yeah, I mean, he made a decision to go there, kind of away from the limelight in a way. I think he'll do well as well there, Troy Parrott. So we're blessed a little bit. I mean, the one I would say out the strikers, Callum Robinson he's a bit of a journeyman now, isn't he? He goes around clubs, doesn't really do it. Obafemi as well. I mean, wasn't so long ago that we were talking about him being our starting striker after he got that amazing goal against Scotland. It just shows you, though, you've got to go back to your club. You've got to perform week in, week out. I think Troy Parrott is going to be in a position to do that. So too is Adam Eder, because he will play in Scotland. And I think that will be important for him to get that starting berth for Ireland.
Yeah, just looking at some of the comments here on the Facebook page, because, I mean, it's fairly recent news anyway. Jerry Sullivan said, in fairness, I'm a bit disappointed with him choosing to step down a couple of levels, but he looked, this is Adam Ida, by the way, but he looked out of his depth when he came on for Norwich on Saturday. Having said that, I wish him the very best luck. Do you think it is a step down for Adam Ida?
No, I don't think so. No, because I think Scotland football's competitive. He'll play in Champions League with them if they get through to the kind of.
That's what someone said here. Like, be interested to see how Norwich get on the Champions League this season.
Yeah, I mean, that's it. I mean, it is competitive, and it's a big pressure environment playing for Celtic. I mean, I know this has been mentioned many, many times, but, you're expected to win in Scotland when you play for Celtic week in, week out and put in a performance. And there's a big pressure from that fan base, of course. I think it won't do him any harm having that, and he'll become a big game player, hopefully.
Yeah, most of the comments are positive here. Best wishes to the Celts, Adam. You're one yourself, whatever that means, Jack Crow. Best of luck to you, says Tom Ralston. Best of luck, Tommy Riley. Great business for Celtic, says James Vaughan. Then there's a very stupid comment by Jared Neary on there. I don't know if you read that. On the comments. I'm not going to read that one out there, but making a reference to his ethnicity.
Ah, right, brilliant.
Yeah, one of those, yeah. Fuck's sakes.
Jesus, yeah.
Yeah, you read that. They're not going to read out in the air here. He's, I'm going to block that. I'm actually going to do that right now. But yeah, and then Chukik Ida, someone has put on there as well. So, yeah, there you go. But yeah, no, mostly positive there. Another transfer that went through obviously was Bosan Lawal, someone who we need, a defensive midfielder. Martin, going to Stoke City. I think that'll be a good move for him.
Yeah, brilliant. I mean, I love we on the last episode. You can catch up with all our previous episodes, of course, if you're new to the pod. But yeah, I did speak up this guy. Myself and Connor especially know what a good player he is, because we're speaking to different people, different contacts, people in the FAI. This guy is going to be fast tracked into it, and he's going to play week in, week out now. And I think it's Agent Walters in action there. John Walters would have worked with him at an underage level, and he's really keen to get him in there at Stoke. And without doubt, I think Glenn Whelan's had a bit of input into that as well. I think it's a great move. I think he'll play, and I think he'll become a big player for us. And that's another question I would put out to some of the viewers tonight: is which player do you think is going to break through and become a senior international, a permanent kind of fixture in our senior squad now? And it's a new start under Heimer, of course. John O'Shea has worked with them at underage, but I think it's an exciting time. Like Stephen Kenny fast-tracked a lot of lads because it was a requirement, basically. He had to retire a lot of lads as well. We've got to get this youth in there, get them playing regularly at their clubs, get them profile up. And I think now this is the time, hopefully, they'll kick on. I think Bosun the well, though, it's going to be a very important player for us because he's a centre midfielder and can play at the back. And that's important for us to get.
Well, we can't be relying on Josh Cullen anyway. So, former captain of Burnley. Martin, I don't get enjoyment out of it. I just point out the facts.
Yeah.
To you at all. Also came out in the news, didn't it? Speaking of the Irish team, under 21s, they are back in Dublin. They were playing the games in Cork, was it?
Yeah, they were down at Turner's Cross. So yeah, they're back to Tala. Exciting.
Yep. They face the under 20. They face Latvia in the Euro qualifier next month. They will face the Latvians at Tala Stadium on Tuesday, September 10th. Tickets go on sale this Friday. I'm actually popped to that. I'm going to be in Ireland. When's the Ireland? But is it shit? The Greek game is on that. That's the same time as the Greek game, isn't it?
Yeah. 10th. Yeah. 10th of September.
Well, I won't be going to it then.
Yeah. It's a bit of a weird one, isn't it? That.
Why did they put it on the same time as the seniors?
Yeah, I don't really get it, but that is Irish football for you, Dave.
Is that more a UEFA thing, though? Is it?
I'm not sure, to be honest. Yeah, but it's a 5 o'clock kickoff, so it can be done.
No, it can't. Have you ever seen the traffic in fucking Tala at that time?
It can be done. It can be
can't
done.
Be what, with a helicopter?
It can be done.
It can't be done. Have you ever seen a traffic in Tala?
It can be done.
It can't be done. You're going to do it, are you? Are you going to do it? Are you I'm putting the challenge out to you, Martin. Like, you are going to go.
No, I'm not. No.
Are you going up? Are you coming over for the Greece game?
Yeah, I am. Yeah.
But you're not going
to look forward to that. Yeah. No, but it'd be nice to kind of watch in the pub or en route or pre-match. It wasn't that long ago that we were watching the penalty shootout at the under-21s on a night that the senior team played.
Yeah, against Israel, wasn't it? Was that the Azerbaijan game, wasn't it? Where we won 3-2. Come to the end of 2022, I think it was.
Yeah. Crazy, wasn't it?
It was indeed. Speaking of September, obviously we've spoken about it before, but we're going to get the opinion there of the Roar faithful, and that is Lee Carsley. What do you make of this fella in the English dugout? I mean, he turned down the Ireland job in November 2023, was it? He turned it down, apparently. Now he seems to be primed for the top job. Don't know. Do you reckon he'll get booed, Martin? Do you reckon they'll turn on him?
There'll be a little bit of that, won't there? But that's kind of like wag humor kind of thing, isn't it? It's a bit of irony. We do that quite well, I think, in Lansdowne Road, and I think it'd be a bit of that, like it was with Thierry Henry and Anthony Barry. I don't think he should be. Like, this is professional football now, and it's more common now, isn't it, to see non-nationals taking on their, another team and coaching them and stuff. It's a lot more prevalent in international football. We'll probably look back and think, why didn't we get him involved with us earlier? And another thing that you can hammer John Delaney over, Dave. That's not as if I'm trying to defend the defender of John Delaney, but
I was going to say, Aaron. Yeah, you seem almost offended there. Like, you want to put the boot into my pal John again. He's always good for a ticket, wasn't he?
He certainly was.
Yeah, I bet he was. Good old John. But also, like, as well, there's going to be a massive influx of England fans. I put this post up a while ago. Which did cause a bit of problems. That apparently 10,000 members applied for just under 3,000 tickets. Like, that's going to be mad. I would not want to be going around Dublin around that. I don't think Temple Bar would be a good place to be going around. What do you reckon?
Yeah, it's going to be interesting. I mean, look, my theory on this was my plan, and it's in hindsight, maybe not the most cleverest plan in the world, but I was thinking I'm flying in from London and I'll just get out there that night. And really now what I've realised is I'm flying in with a load of England fans, and I'm going to be
flying home
with them as well. So
I was just thinking,
alone doing that. That's a lot of Irish fans will be doing that as well. So it will be fine. happened before. I think it will be all right. I mean, look, there will be an idiotic element, of course, who have no intention of going to the match, but they're just going to go over to Dublin, and how they police that will be interesting. Heard a bit of kind of speculation that there might be some restrictions on sales of alcohol around the stadium. I think they want to kind of police it in two parts. They want to police safely the stadium and keep fans without tickets away, and then they'll want to obviously focus on policing areas where English fans may gather and cause a bit of a nuisance, which would be expected at any kind of sporting event anyway. So, yeah, it's going to be interesting. I think there'll be a heavy police presence at the airport as well for arrivals, and how they manage that crowd will be interesting. But I mean, it'd probably be okay for the, I'll bring up your favourite topic now, Dave. The infrastructure of Dublin, how they're going to all get into the city centre will be a challenge for them anyway. So, let's just see what happens.
Don't get me started on that. Did you see they want to bring the Olympics to Dublin? What was it? Did I read it correctly? 2072 or something? Or
what?
Is it, do you want to bring the Olympics? Hold on. Olympics.
20,
I don't know what the time is.
I mean, that's ambition, isn't it? Like, God.
Hold on.
More chance of landing an Irishman landing on the moon in that time. I mean, that's just.
I'm trying to find it here.
What, 48 years ago away?
Where is it?
Mad.
Did you not see it?
No, I didn't see that. It's not April Fools, is it?
I mean, Jesus,
no.
We wouldn't. But yeah, they were talking about. They were talking about it there. Oh, there we go. Hold on now, cheeky bollocks. This is from the Irish Independent. With enough planning, could Dublin host the 2072 Olympics? And that was a question asked by Senan Maloney. Maloney? When will politicians stop trying to pole vault themselves into sporting glory? The latest is Senator Malcolm Byrne of Wexford suggesting that Ireland should host the Olympics. Be fair, before you scoff, Byrne realises that there is much to be done. He's not proposing that we stage the games before 2072, which is 48 years away. So there you go.
Yeah, that's just a politician soundbite.
Yeah, I mean, it's bollocks, isn't it? Like, let's be honest. Yeah. We'd struggle to host we'd struggle to host a fucking sports day event. At the moment, I'm sorry, we would. And anyone out there, see the comments racking up now. Finally, short comments. I was getting to the stage. I was like, "Fuck, Martin, what are we gonna do?" Like, get on to Keane, get him to lock in. You can stay up till midnight. just fucking sort that out. I mean, how there's no way we could host Olympics we struggle to host a sports day. As I say, we've no infrastructure, we've no real facilities. I think they're building a couple of things now in Abbottstown, like an aquatic centre. Not aquatic centre.
Yeah, they're doing a lot of this stuff, aren't they?
The cycling thing. No, the little push bike thing. What they have in
Velodrome?
Yes, Velodrome. What they have in Elizabeth Park over by Stratford. Which is brilliant. Actually, I was over there for a Foo Fighters gig with my family, and God, they've really built that up there. I remember when it was just sort of new, there wasn't a lot around. You could just get a Boris bike and you just cycle all around the place. But now it's completely built up. It's brilliant. It's fantastic what they've done there. And we need so much work. We need a metro system. We need infrastructure. But like, that is just what is required to host a games of that magnitude, So there you go. 2072. No, of course it won't.
No.
Can't even get a stadium built up in the north. I mean,
that's what I would be worried about first. Try and get our own stadium. Jesus.
Hold on a second. Weren't you the one that was having a go at me, shitting all over the 2030 Euros, or whenever it is?
2028 one.
2028 one, saying that the only stadium we're going to get out of it is a fucking Gaelic stadium across the border.
I was just saying,
and you were saying it was a wonderful thing.
Yeah, it's a wonderful thing. God, if we can get an Olympics, amazing. But we won't.
No, I'm not about the Euros, but
it's a bit more simple for football. It's a bit more simple for football to kind of redevelop stadiums and put that in, and they can manage.
What, in Ireland?
Well, no.
Have you heard of the Bertie Bowl? Have you heard?
No, I know that. I know that.
Stadium.
I think you have to have ambition, and it's all a little bit of. It's like a long political game, isn't it? It's you need to ask for money. You need to have plans for that money, and lots of stuff doesn't come come out of the wash. But yeah, it just you have to have ambition and look to be part of the party in a way, like that you have ambition to host these sporting events, to have the profile,
Yeah.
basically. But yeah, it's just I'll enjoy it. You'll be there, Dave, I'm sure.
What, in 2072?
No, 2028.
Oh yeah, of course. Yeah, I'll be sitting in 2028,
Mm.
going, "This is brilliant for the country." Sort of deleting everything I possibly can, saying otherwise. What you make it this weekend anyway? We've no goalkeeper. We're gonna have no goalkeeper in action. Bazuni's out till Christmas, I've heard. Queven Callagher, I've heard a whisper Juventus are after him. I don't know how true that is.
Mm.
And obviously Travers is going to get screwed over by Bournemouth as he always does.
Yeah, Max O'Leary's another one though, who's going to probably be in future Ireland squads. I think played quite well the other day.
Yeah.
So I think
Bristol,
he's
isn't
one
he?
who, yeah, I think he'll have an opportunity there. But yeah, it's going to be interesting now, and obviously working with a new goalkeeper coach of Ireland, of course, as well. Who is the goalkeeper coach appointed, Dave?
Oh, it's the Icelandic fella. I'm getting to go on. What's his name?
Goodmunder.
Goodmunder. Yeah, you struggled with that one.
Yeah.
Yeah. I mean, just looking here, like obviously the Premier League starts on Friday, and Seamus Coleman, he's injured at the moment. Doherty isn't going to play, is he? Jacob Bryan was going to play. Daryl O'Shea could actually be going to Brentford, couldn't he? Like apparently he's played his last game for Burnley. Amabama Deli, he's probably not going to play for Forest. Just looking through here into the midfield. Will Smallbone for Southampton probably will play. I reckon he's going to play. He's going to be our only midfielder in the Premier League this season. This weekend, probably of the season, because the rest of them all Championship. And up front, Tom Cannon, if he gets a game for Leicester City, it's pretty bleak, isn't it?
Yeah, Evan possibly as well, but that's the only one. But yeah, look, again, like I said, I'm interested to hear what the viewers think about strikers and who do you think like how do we think Evan Ferguson's going to get on? I see there was a bit of an old story there that he was linked with Man United again, like 50 million now, which that's if we can get 50 million on Man United fan, of course, as well. But if we could get him for that, happily for that, because that's half of what he was valued at last year when it was 100 million euro fee going to be for him. But yeah, I'm just interested in these the strikers. I think it's obviously important to be able to put the ball in the back of the net, and I think we do have an attacking threat if we're allowed to kind of open up on that. And I think I'm looking forward to the season. Another player under the radar, perhaps, is the guy who went to Watford, Rocco Vata. Straight away, people are talking about him and how he's very influential last night, I think, when he played. And yes, he's another guy who moved, kind of under the radar a little bit, but he's the one that we've heard about for a while. So, yeah, interesting. I think he's even just on our strikers, Sinclair Armstrong going to Bristol City, turned down the extension of a contract with QPR where he came through. He's going to be involved, obviously, with the under-21 still, but I think he will score goals at that level. Like I think I'm not going to rule out anybody from previous squads, but I think Callum Robinson now, perhaps the day has gone for him. Obafemi's probably in danger of missing out.
Well, he didn't travel, did he?
He's not going to be playing enough. You have to play, and Ida will play, Parrott will play, Evan Ferguson will be playing high profile level, and playing games, we hope. So it gives an opportunity to the likes of Tom Cannon, and some of these other guys coming in behind, like Sinclair Armstrong, will be scoring goals in the Championship. He's got a good opportunity there. Whereas Callum Robinson's he's in the Championship, but I don't think he's going to play enough. No. And we've kind of seen what he can do, and he's just not consistently delivered.
No, he hasn't, indeed. Right. Can we move it on to the comments?
Yep.
Slim pickings tonight. Got an early night in tonight. It is what it is, I suppose. I guess it was just a bit of an off-the-cuff episode, just to sort of get back on the wagon. But it's all right. We got the Premier League starting this weekend, and of course we got international win on. That's why we really shine, isn't it, Martin? You and I.
That's it as well. Dave, we cover the games, as you know. We go to the games home and away, so we'll be looking forward to meeting up with the Raw faithful and chatting Irish football. And yeah, we need those subscribers. We want you to kind of get involved with supporting the pod. It's very important because we are one of the few. I think we're the main one, aren't we, Dave? Who give you the opportunity to have your say. And we don't always have to agree. We're Irish after all, but there's some big things coming up in with our plans for the podcast and show. So.
Yeah. Right. Well, wherever they go, we go.
David Dunn here from Lansdowne Road.
We've just arrived here in Gibraltar.
On the road.
Yeah, I'm not in Gibraltar, guys. I'm not in Gibraltar.
Sadly, I'm not in Lansdowne Road. I'm here in Amsterdam.
Gibraltar. Where are It's the rock over there.
The rock. Stadio Municipal Aveiro. Something along the lines. Anyway, as you can see, it is pissing wet.
Trying to give us a good experience this evening. So,
get into your little seat, you.
Yeah, I've been off the drugs 3 times.
Awesome, the driver for you too. I feel like you're one of your CDs years ago.
Let me tell you something about you two, right? They have on the flight. So much for this country.
I did. Here with a big car park beside the ground. Not too much to do.
Yes. This country, Portugal, every country, Europe.
Behind me here, you can see there is some snacks.
Show some respect.
The rock over there.
No.
We're not going to be playing Gibraltar in any other country.
Well, that's the way of the world these days.
There you go. Wherever they go, we go. Right, we're going to get into the comments. We're going to wrap this up and get out of here. Roblox League of Ireland. Lads, who's winning the Roblox League of Ireland?
Big gamble.
Shells. Fuck it, why not?
Yeah, like just I'm going to talk about this a little bit. I don't know much about the League of Ireland, hands up, right? But like that was a very good signing. I said it about that Aidan O'Brien going there.
Aidan O'Brien, yeah.
Do you remember his goal for Ireland, Dave?
The one against Poland, in Poland.
Yeah, who crossed the ball? Anyway, yeah, Callum O'Dowd it was. But anyway, just didn't. I think that was a man of match performance actually from my mate Callum that night. But
well, it's probably the only thing.
Didn't get a lot of caps. Didn't get used. Was banging the goals that we mentioned in the last pod. But yeah, I think that's a really good shrewd signing there. And I didn't realise, like, obviously he's from Islington, not far from me in London. But I think did all right with Ireland. But I think he's only 30 as well. I think going to settle now in Ireland and help Shells push to win the league is interesting. And yeah, I have been following it a little bit because it is a bit high profile when it's box office, isn't it? Duffer is quite entertaining, and we've kind of spoken about him when he was speculation that he'll be the Ireland manager, and was he going to be chatting? I mean, he is the Irish version of Roy Keane in the sense that he's based in Ireland. So he has the sound bites. He's controversial. He'll give out about the FAI, and I mean, he also apologized though, didn't he? He had to backtrack on, what he wanted to do with Abbottstown. But I think it's quite interesting. It helps the profile of the League of Ireland and having him there. And yeah, I can see them, a few years into the job. I think he's done all right. And that signing could be a big one for them. And yeah, I think Shells could be a threat in that without a doubt.
Well, Shells are currently top of the league with a game in hand, 2 points ahead of Derry City. Derry City actually drew with them in Talca Park. And I think Duff was going on about, don't even talk to your wives before the game. Don't even want to see out all this fucking mad stuff. And he got an 0-0 draw at the end.
Yeah, he does get into it a little bit, but it's mad. Obviously, I was over in Ireland last week, and you're trying to follow some of the games, and I was really tempted to go down to Waterford, but I just had it clash with another thing I was at. But because I do like taking the League of Ireland game, and they have some crazy results as well. I think they were 2-0 down and came back and won 3-2 against Bowes. So they're it's a good league, and I hope that some of the players, we've heard as well the speculation with Heimer is kind of, I think he done the PR thing, didn't he? Of he was following and going and watching Ireland games, League of Ireland games, and being seen. And I think we will see a bit more of that. But realistically, I think it's an opportunity perhaps to look at some kind of B internationals or League of Ireland based players as for Ireland a little bit at that level, development squads kind of thing to kind of help promote it. But realistically, anyone in the league, don't know if they're really going to be good enough for Ireland long term. And we've enough to be working on, I think.
Fair enough. William Hewitt says about Cullen, he was only Burnley captain in Brownhill's absence.
Yeah, thanks for helping with that. And Dave, so he wasn't dropped as captain or
No, he never
relegated.
was. That's worse. That's worse. He was
Okay.
never actually captain.
Oh.
Just saying.
Yeah.
With your mate, what's his name? Vincent Company, Mr. I like to shout
I
at players.
did tag you the other day in that thing, didn't I?
Yeah, he said he was a winner. How's he a winner? He's a whiner. He's not a winner.
I know, but you know, I do say things, Dave, to wind you up because you are volatile.
It doesn't work.
You can be volatile at times, Dave. Anyway, yeah, I mean that is horrendous, isn't it? That footage of him, like he does go over the top. I've seen him actually with the one with Anderlecht when he's kicking off and you know, don't test me and stuff. I mean, he must have something about him though, because or think he does, because he, Jesus, if that's, I mean, people were saying quite shocked by that, aren't they? Saying that well, that happens in every you know, training ground and every dressing room. You know, you've heard famously Man United rows with, you know, Fergie and players have said, yeah, and I stood up to him and then he'd done this. And then they all went in the next day, apologized. I think Rio spoke about it recently. And he said, you can't speak to me like that. But, you know, you've heard of that before. But I mean, this is when you actually see it, it's rather than hearing it kind of secondhand, it is quite, wow, it's some environment to operate in. But that's where you've got to be strong minded, haven't you, as a footballer? And you think, God, wow, it's not the most nicest environment to be working in, I would think. And that's why, you know, in these days of kind of mental health and, you know, looking after ourselves and things like that, you know, it's, you know, you can see like the Sancho thing developing, and yeah, it's just a bit of a weird one if that goes on all the time, but it does. But so you have to be very, you know, strange mindset, haven't you, to like and just be able to compartmentalize, you know, just it's my job. But it gets
If Munich see that footage, did he employ him? Because obviously they've only seen that now because it's only come out now.
Yeah, they do. Yeah, because I think it goes in. You don't often see it. That's the thing. I think this goes on quite often. You know, people do get bollocked, but now it's on camera and you're seeing it behind the scenes. But that does happen.
I mean, he's a big bloke company. Like he's a big lad. He's a unit.
Yeah,
central defender. It's
but
probably,
you know, it's elite level sport, isn't it? And that's it. And you're tested. I mean, you often hear like Roy calling out people and back in the day and stuff, but he set high standards at Ireland and Man United, and Ireland especially. You hear players who played with him saying, you know, they knew in training they didn't kind of go within themselves, but they knew it made them better players because he demanded their better passing, control, tested their first touch. You know, that would have been a serious environment to work in. So yeah, and that's why he clashed with Mick McCarthy ultimately, because he was a pain in the arse around the camp.
Jesus, saying something bad about Roy. Wow. Right, let's move it on. PGC Carsley is English, so it was always going. So it was always going to want to manage them. It was always going. Oh, that's a typo. Like not referring to Lee Carsley as an it, as opposed to he or they or whatever it is. The pronouns. It's no. I mean, apparently he still wants the job. He still wants the Ireland job. But I mean, if he does well with England, then he's probably going to get a job in the Championship, isn't he? Or he's going to get a job. If he gets the England job, he's probably going to get a job in the Championship or the Premier League, and that's it, priced out of it. Unfortunately, really, but it's going to be interesting when he shows up. I reckon he'll get booed. Not overwhelming, as you said. There'll be a smattering of boos, pantomime kind of stuff.
Yeah,
Jim Bear, how you doing? Good for Adam. Happy transfer, worked out. Personally, I would like Ireland to go against Trent and play more direct with two strikers up top. What you make of that?
Yeah, without kind of getting coachy technical and things like that. You know, I know you love me talking about low blocks and high presses.
Oh yeah, turns me on, man.
Yeah, it's you know, it's going to be interesting. I'm kind of fascinated by what way Heimer's going to set us up, because against kind of the perceived lower nations who are going to sit in and defend, you can play that main striker and you play one off him. He's going to open up the kind of door and create, and we don't actually have that kind of player yet. Cannon may well be it, or Schmodix as well could do that. Cousin Will could obviously do it as well. sorry, just for new listeners, I refer to Will Smallbone as cousin Will because we're related, very very distantly, but not in football ability, of course. But yeah, it's that, but there is an opportunity to definitely have two, and that's something I think. Yeah, I think it's a bit old school, but I like it. The fact that we could play two up front and play, a 4-2-4 or whatever it is kind of thing. I like to play wingers with that though, because I think you have to deliver the ball up to the two strikers. It's
Well,
getting the
Heimer
ball
likes
a
to
bit
play
quicker.
too, doesn't he, up front?
Yeah, so it's an opportunity, but you do have to have that little player, clever one, dropping off and things like that. So yeah,
Fair
possible.
enough. What else we got here? Steel Shells, how you doing, Steel Shells? Will Shells go all the way? I think they will. Hope you're doing well. And I think Steel, is that your alter ego? You got Steel Shells and Steel Rovers. All is well, Steel Rovers. I'm not sure what's going on there, but yeah, we're good. We're glad you're watching. And he's a big fan of the page, says Steel Shells. Good man. What about Steel Rovers? Steel Rovers, are you a fan of the page as well? But yeah, it's good to hear. New viewers all the time. If you haven't already, subscribe to the YouTube channel, please. And hope you are going well. And he says it's a cycle lane, Martin. The velodrome thingy.
All right.
It's a cycle lane. There you go. So get your facts right. William Yu, it's glad to see O'Shea getting out of championship. Just hope it doesn't come at expensive game time for Collins. O'Shea's played across the back for us, and maybe he'll be used out wide. Just looking at that there. Do you remember how much? It's not a rhetorical question. I am genuinely asking how much Darragh O'Shea went to Burnley for. Can you remember that figure?
No, I can't. No.
Well, apparently the reason why is that Brentford won him, but I'm just reading here on Football League World, at footballleagueworld.co.uk. It's the valuation that's holding it up. What the defender's word is the sticky point between the two sides. As things stand, according to Sky Sports, this is contrary to what the Telegraph stated yesterday. They claimed that Brentford were close to agreeing a deal for the 25-year-old, which would see Burnley make it £7 million profit on what they paid for him last summer. £7 million as per the BBC. So that wasn't £7 million. It was more than that, wasn't it?
I can't remember. I honestly don't
something
remember.
like 15 million or something like that, wasn't it? Well, anyway. So yeah, that's why he hasn't gone to Brentford yet. I mean, he'd have to be playing with Nathan Collins, wouldn't he?
Well, yeah, you kind of hope so, but Nathan Collins, I think, has dropped down the kind of he dropped down the pecking order, didn't he, a little bit as well, and difficult time with Ireland, didn't he? And there was even talk, wasn't he, of him going into midfield at one stage. So yeah, it'd be brilliant having an Irish pair there, of course, but yeah, I think it'd be a difficult one. Yeah, no, sorry, I did just check there. Burnley completed the signing of West Brom defender for £7 million.
So yeah, 14. So they want £14 million for basically. That's what they're saying.
Was that what they want? Double?
Yeah. So they want it. Yeah, 14 million. Yeah, I don't know. Has he got better? Has he got better as a player? I don't know. Is he worth that? But that's Brentford don't want to pay £14 million. Lovely to have him though. Him and Collins playing. And he reckons 3-5-2 against England. Sammy behind Ida. That's what William Hewitt reckons. In September.
Yeah, I think
back to midfield.
Ida could easily be the one leading the line there. And Szmodics.
Well, Evan might not be back.
And he started very well, hasn't he, Szmodics? I mean, speculation about the move for him.
More
as
goals
well.
tonight.
But he's been a very good player. So yeah, and he's a very clever player, Szmodics, and we saw glimpses of him in those previous games, and that was just in the initial squads. And if you get a player like him really hitting the ground, he's coming to international football relatively late, of course, but I think he'll be a good player for us. And yeah, I'm interested to see how they kind of develop with him.
William also just he comes out with, I'm not completely against 5 at the back as we are very strong at centre back, but hope we only do it against the top tier nations. I don't know. I think, to be honest, William, I think packing the midfield against a team like England makes more sense. Try to squeeze out a result. I think they're just too strong. and if we give them space and time, they will absolutely cut through it. I think packing the midfield. I think that's the way to go. That's what we should have done against Portugal in Faro, Martin, wasn't it? But we got absolutely torn apart because we, tried to play 4-3-3 or 5-3-2 or whatever.
You've got to just play to your strengths and very old school again is you defend first and see if you can nick something from a set piece or anything like that. Real old school, massive underdogs. Not that we really want to be promoting betting or anything like that, but it'd be interesting to see what the price is for Ireland in a home team as well. Nations League. How England are gonna have the bounce effect. Two on the verge of obviously 2 back-to-back defeats. There's a lot of pressure on them. So, and a question for you, Dave. Your favourite player, Declan Rice, do you think he'll be travelling to Dublin?
Yeah, I think he will. I don't think there'll be any.
I don't think he will.
You reckon? I don't know. It depends. It depends on the lead up to the game. I think we're all a bit distracted with what's going on. What's going on at the moment?
This is the thing. It's very low key at the moment, right? And that's obviously important to understand as well. And we haven't even had a squad yet. It will. The Premier League is distracting everybody. We're going to be watching that first few weeks in. Then the squad gets announced after kind of 2 or 3 games. Really, you're going to then see Kazi's first squad. That's going to get a lot of traction in England, especially. You will have inevitably pullouts because they've just have. Load, and they'll say, he had a really tough Euros and he's already struggling now. So there'll be a lot of changes. They won't have to come to full strength to Dublin. We're on the verge of, a bit of experimentation.
It depends how seriously Carsley wants to take the Nations League, though, to be fair.
Yeah, but they can.
But I think I think he'll want to take it very seriously because he knows this is going to be an audition for the job. And if he's canes. No pun intended, but if he absolutely canes this Nations League and gets England back into the top tier, I reckon they'll give it to him. They'll give him the
job anyway. Yeah, I think he will. I mean, they'll win this Nations League, won't they? Anyway,
no, they win it comfortably. I think as well. But anyway,
they've come down and then to a level where they're well above. But it's going to be interesting. But yeah, Declan Rice, that's an obviously little nice kind of little thing on the side for that. Will he come? Grealish as well, obviously dropped by Southgate for the Euros. Will he?
I got a little mayonnaise ad, didn't he?
Yeah, but it's going to be. I'm looking forward to it. I'm looking forward to our squad being announced, and hope all our players stay fit and give Heimer a kind of conundrum with which way he's going to go with the squad, and interested to see who he leaves out. Goalkeepers, of course, is another one. So,
do we know when that's going to be released? I don't know. I was thinking 24th, but that's a Saturday. It's not going to be 24th, is it? When do we think that squad's going to be released?
Yeah, a couple of weeks. 21st, around that, I'd say. Normally is a Wednesday, isn't it?
24th, yeah, I reckon 21st. And of course, we will be live when that squad is released. As we're going to be live all throughout the international window. We're going to be in Dublin for both games. For the England game, we're going to do a pre-game. We're going to do a post-game. We're going to do a preview. We're going to do a reviews. We're going to be there for it all. So don't forget to check in on Lansdowne Roar. You got the Lansdowne Road Facebook page, you got the Lansdowne Road Twitter, and the Lansdowne Road Twitter page as well, and the YouTube channel. And don't forget, you've also got Republic of Ireland Player Tracker, which this podcast is going live out on as well. And you've got LansdowneRoar.ie. That is LansdowneRoar.ie, because there'll be loads of coverage, loads of articles, all that stuff going on out there. So if you want to follow the Irish football team, especially during the international window, this is the place to do it. It's Lansdowne Road / Lansdowne Roar and Republic of Ireland Player Tracker. And it's going to be fantastic. I cannot wait for it. Martin, we're going to leave it there. Thank you very much. Thank you very much for watching at home. Thank you for your comments. I suppose it is we are in the middle of summer holidays, Martin, aren't we? As I'm sweating my ass off at the moment. It's still 20 degrees.
Yeah.
Like at night time, it's just ridiculously hot. For me, anyway.
But we are on the verge of like a big window coming up as well, and the Premier League season. So there'll be lots more interest in Irish football, of course. Interesting. Yes. You'll have it all covered, won't you? And Obig, to see how the Irish players get on, and obviously Republic of Ireland Tracker does a great job keeping us. I mean, how he does that, I do not know.
He's in America as well. Like he's on holiday, bless him. I know the feeling. Yes, next one is going to come out over after the Premier League weekend. I was going to do one for the Carabao Cup, but it's not really much point. There's like 3 players playing because it's all the first round teams, like the lower championship sides, and there's not really a lot of Irish activity going on at the moment in that. So the next iBig will be out. Monday thereabouts when the Premier League and Championship and all that. It'll be after the Monday games anyway. Right, man, we're going to leave it there. Thank you very much. Thank you guys for watching. And we will be back probably Friday if we got stuff going on there as well. We don't want to just come out with something just for the sake of it. So we'll see how that one goes. Anyway, we're going to leave it there. Thank you. Good night. God bless. I'm David Dunn. He's Martin Prendergast. And we are out of here.